I'm a reviewer, so let the reviews be joined. Hey guys, this is your friend Donald back yet again. This is actually another video review of my series on the Combiner Wars Victorion gift set. This is video number 5 of 7. And in this video review, we're going to look at another deluxe class figure. Actually, the last deluxe class figure in this set. And it's actually a twin. We're going to look at the twin sister of Skyburst. We're going to look at Stormclash. If you saw my previous review, this is again another repaint, remold of another Combiner Wars figure, which her back end wasn't pushed all the way down. I apologize. Another repaint, remold of the Combiner Wars Alpha Bravo. And like the other ones, let's go ahead and count back off how many repaints we've had of this mold. We've had Alpha Bravo, we had Blades, we had Vortex, we have Skyburst and Stormclash, that's 5. We actually also had the Spinster, that's 6. We had the G2 versions, the G2 version of Vortex, that's 7. And then we got 2 more of the Unite Warriors Vortex and Unite Warriors Blades. So that's 9 uses of this mold. It's amazing how you can count that up with these guys on the repaints, remolds that they've done for all these figures. Again, just like the Alpha Bravo mode and her twin sister here, which I'm going to bring in here of Skyburst, you can see the same exact figure. Just like I mentioned in my previous review, just a little paint difference between the two. You got the red on one side on the back of the fuselage here, and the green on the opposite. And same up here, up around basically the engine where the blades are. You got a little difference there. You got the red on one side, red on that side, and same down towards the cockpit as well. You got red on one side and the red on the opposite side for Skyburst here and Stormclash on this side. Not bad. It's like in my previous video, I kind of wish they'd done the exact opposite with these two. I actually thought we saw that in the original images. You know, like where one of them, like say here with Stormclash, where she has the green, why couldn't Skyburst here have had red? You know, they could have just completely switched the color schemes around just to make them just that much different. But it's still not too bad. I mean, the only real difference between these two, aside from the the little paint difference there, is of course their head sculpts, which we'll get into hers in just a second. We'll go ahead and set her sister here off, and we'll get into transforming Stormclash here, which again I'm not going to show her full transformation into her limb modes because we will get into that in the Victorion review. But transform her, again, it's real simple. You can go ahead and unpeg here to get these out of the way. Unpeg right here, right on the cockpit. You flip these panels up like so. You will then detach those, basically the rest of the cockpit, which are on double ball joint here. You flip these up, rotate them around. You got a peg here, just want to peg into that peg hole. You simply just rotate it up into position and peg it in. Turn it around and do the same on this side. Just pegging it up. Next, you want to go ahead and just raise the motor, basically this motor assembly area, up out of the way, because this is pegged into the back of the legs. So that'll enable you to peg it from the bottom. I tend to reach down on this bottom half here to pull this down, and then pull this side up, because it kind of makes it easier to unpeg all that. Pull these down to rotate these up and around, and you will, once you line these upright, or not line them upright, once you straighten this out, you have the double hinge here, which you straighten those and you'll slide them back into basically the front part of her legs. And you got, again, let's try to straighten her out some more, these 2 little pegs here on each side. She's got peg holes right there in the middle. Those are going to peg right into those. When you got them straightened out, they will peg right in easily. You can then reach and unpeg these from apart, which is pretty good. It's got some good tabs right in there for that, and then you can go ahead and rotate right here at the waist to rotate all this around. And again, right here, she has a little bit of a peg right in there, which is going to peg right there into the waist. And it doesn't seem tough, but for some reason, as you can see, when you turn it this way, it seems like it doesn't want to go all the way unless you really force it. And I'm trying not to do that because it's liable to chip paint and stuff off of there. But if you go the other way, it seems to pop in real easy. I don't know why it's like that. It may just be the way it's designed or the way it's sliding. But be that as it may. We'll straighten her out some, straighten her arms out. We'll just ratchet those joints up just a little bit. Turn around to her back. You'll flip the rotor back down, and you can go ahead and take this section here, basically her back rotor area. You will unpeg that, which is being a little pain right now for some reason. There we go. Unpegs, and it's on double hinge here, which we slide it down 1 and then 2, and you'll simply just peg it right back in there, and you can rotate. One thing I do like about this is that you can rotate it one way for Skyburst and rotate it the other way for Stormclash, just to give them a little bit more difference between the two. It doesn't really matter which way you rotate them, but then you can rotate the blades back and of course panel them in like so, which I did kind of wish there was a little gimmick here. We can kind of maybe push this panel, the rotor section here, down to kind of lock it to keep them from rotating or anything. But that can do what you can do with that. I actually think the G1 blades, I did have the original one, and it actually had something we could do on the back of the cockpit, and that will flip back here to the back behind his head, and the blades could rotate around and stack on top of each other, but then they could also flip onto the back of him, like into that there's a little like panel that was like right here on his back, but that was where his head was, and you could flip like pop that into a place. Problem is, when you did that, if you left it too long, it'd bend those blades. But that was the G1 aesthetic. But let's go back on to Stormclash here. We can rotate, of course, her head around, and we have Stormclash here in her full robot mode. Not bad at all. Same articulation as Alpha Bravo, which being that we're going to bring Alpha Bravo in for comparison, because the main difference really, aside from a little bit of the chest, of course, here and the head, of course, the head sculpt, is of course the side panels here on her full arms, where Stormclash and Skyburst have fins. Alpha Bravo and Vortex and Blades all have missiles. It's not a bad thing. I mean, it did kind of have a problem with Blades because he was a rescue helicopter and he had missiles. What rescue effort would you need missiles for? But that being said, that's really the only difference between them, of course, and the HUD sculpts, of course. Which again, I'll slip Alpha Bravo back away, and I'll try to get in here on her face. Her head sculpt is again very, very well. I do enjoy the head sculpts of all these Victorion figures. You got the silver, you got the green, you got the red, you got the silver for the face, and you got the blue right there, because she's got like a visor for her face, or excuse me, her eyes. But still, it's not bad at all. Really makes it look really good. The only downside, I kind of wish they did it to all the others, and or at least all the other deluxes. And I'm going to bring one of them in here just to show this off. I kind of wish they put the silver here, like, they got gray here for her. I kind of wish they'd done all of them like that. Had them all their hands like the silver color. But it is what it is. Stormclash here also has an accessory, just like her twin sister. She has this sword blade, which is nice. You get the nice blue all through it with the lighter blue and stuff. Nice, almost like a wing type design right there on the blade. It looks really good. It looks really good when it's combined, which we'll get into later. Also the silver paint, it's got the clear blue paint, plastic and not right there. Makes it look really good. She can hold that, of course, in her hand without a problem. Same articulation on this girl as with the others. Ball joint here, same elbow, ratchet joint, no hand articulation, swivel, of course, here in the waist. You got the same knee and hip joints as all Combiner Wars, and the head sculpt is, of course, on a ball joint. But that's going to be it for this video review, guys. This is, again, Stormclash. This is video number 5 of 7 for this video series. And I do hope you've enjoyed it so far, as I have. We got 2 more to go. We got the Leader, the Voyager, Pyro Magna to look at, and then we're going to look at the big version, which is standing here on the box. I'm going to go in a little detail on the box too, because there's just a little big difference on the box and that I want to speak on. So again, please like, comment, and share this video, guys. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe. And don't forget to check out the Transmissions podcast, who are also sponsored by PrimeToys.net, my sponsor for collector grade toys without the collector grade pricing. And if when you go on Transmissions, you can, or excuse me, the PrimeToys.net, you can get all your pre-orders up for Titans Returns. He has just recently posted up about those, so be sure to check that out. And when you go to checkout, be sure to use the code Transmissions at checkout to get 10% off your order. Definitely worth checking out, guys. I highly recommend you doing it. But that being said, that's going to be the end for this video review. And I'll talk to y'all next time. And this is Don saying thanks for watching, and I hope to hear from you soon.